I want to talk about JaMychal Green, which I think is an awesome signing. I think it is exactly what Warriors fans like myself have wanted the front office to do. Looking at free agents that were left, nobody seemed to jump out as somebody that could kind of replace Otto Porter Jr. as that veteran forward who can, shoot the three decently, rebound, and do a little bit of everything. Somebody who can fill that gap between the starting unit and the young guys like Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, et cetera, et cetera. So when JaMychal Green was bought out and everyone announced that he was going to sign with the Warriors, I was like, there you go. That's exactly the piece that the Warriors needed. And I'm happy because, this whole time, this whole free agency period, people have been really, well, not everybody, but there is a very, very strange faction of Warriors fans that like really are just knee-jerk reacting to every single non-signing that the Warriors make, and every time that somebody that they want gets signed by another team. And it's strange because what they should understand is that this is a process and that this front office has gone through this several times. They've had some success and they've had lesser success, but usually they do the right thing. And that's why it's so weird to me sometimes where people are wringing their hands over losing a couple free agents. Yes, we get attached to them. Yes, they helped the Warriors and the fan base win a title, but the core, the championship core is still there, and the young lottery core plus Jordan Poole is still there. And then you have Andrew Wiggins, Kevon Looney, et cetera, et cetera. So, a lot of folks with every move that the Warriors didn't make, like letting go of Gary Payton II, Otto Porter Jr., Nemanja Bjelica, and let's be honest, a lot of those were easy to predict. If Gary Payton II got a better deal that was beyond the Warriors' set limits, they weren't going to match, especially at 3 years. And then with Otto Porter Jr., he came to the Warriors on a minimum. He was just coming to the Warriors to basically rehab his value, and he did that. And then Nemanja Bjelica, he saw the writing was on the wall, and he went back to Turkey where he played before. So it's one of those things where, these guys, all of a sudden it's recency bias. Like everyone all of a sudden loved them and thought they were the most important players on the team. Again, not knocking what they did, but if you're just kind of being practical and looking at the situation, I mean, people were loving Nemanja Bjelica for quote unquote locking down Jason Tatum in the finals. But all those people, I almost guarantee you all those people were complaining about him throughout the regular season. Criticism is always deserved, but this kind of like manic back and forth is really strange to me sometimes. But again, that's hopefully like more of a sliver of Warriors fans out there, and the rest of y'all are a little bit more sane and measured, right? This front office has earned the right to have a little bit of cushion, a little bit, cut them some slack. You know what I mean? Like that their reputation should allow people to see how everything plays out. And then when all the dust clears, when all of it settles, look at the team that the Warriors front office has put together. And right now it's looking pretty decent. They have, like I said, the vets, they have the young guys, they have the Wiggins, the Looney, they have Dante DiVincenzo, they have JaMychal Green. So they're starting to put those veteran role players, just kind of like guys who can come in and give you some solid minutes without worrying about, rookie mistakes or young guy mistakes. And then maybe, you'll sign Andre Iguodala if he decides to come back, right? I've always said I would love to have him back because the value that he brings to the vets, to the coaching staff, to the young guys is massive, right? So JaMychal Green, he is very, very similar to Otto Porter Jr. Maybe Otto Porter Jr. had more of a peak earlier in his career as a number 3 pick and as somebody who earned a pretty massive salary early on in his career. So that works perfectly for me. He can come in there, rebound, play defense, shoot the three sometimes here and there, couple shots under the bucket all that. You don't need him to do too much. Just play his role, fill that gap until Kuminga can come in and do it all the time, right? So that's cool. Love that.